Hey, Alan, what time is it?
Beer 30.
Beer 30, that's right. It's time to figure out what's on tap. I'm here with Kevin. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, how you doing,
And Adam,
How you
hey.
doing?
And John.
How you doing?
We're at Union Craft Brewery here to talk about Maryland beer. So let's get this kicked off. How did Union start? What's the origin story?
I've been brewing for a while professionally. Adam and I have been drinking a lot of beers together.
Hey.
We met John, they started drinking a lot of beers together.
Uh-huh.
Kind of the three of us came together, wrote a business plan, and started the brewery.
That's great. How many years now?
We're coming up on our 5th anniversary.
5th anniversary, wow. So besides just from drinking beer, because plenty of people drink beer, how'd you guys become brewers? Like what was that process like?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was, this is 6 or 7 years ago, I guess. And, the three of us individually and together would go around the different cities and see breweries popping up in neighborhoods and community-focused breweries, and that really kind of hit us that why doesn't that exist in Baltimore?
Yeah.
And we wondered that for a long time until we eventually kind of gathered up the nerve, I guess, to spend more time on it and figure out how to do that here in Baltimore.
How'd you make that jump? Because that must have taken some guts. How did you decide to turn this passion into a business?
Yeah, I think it's you just get into it enough. You keep digging, spending more time on it, and picking your interests, and you reach a point that either, hey, this makes sense to go do this, or not, and maybe the right answer was not to do it, but we were crazy enough to do it.
Well, we're glad.
We're glad that we did it, and it's kind of you reach that point that you're just that interested in it, and you got to make that move to do it, and it's tough. We all have families and had other careers going on, but through planning and talking with our families and having confidence in ourselves, we took that leap.
So, what's your favorite beer here? I'm sure it's 3 different answers, but what do you guys like to drink personally?
I mean, I always say Duckpin. I always have Duckpin in my fridge. I think it's good at any time of year. It's just my year-round go-to beer that we make.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. I always go back to Duckpin. I mean, these days it's been hot lately. So
Yes.
it was this weekend. It was
so
hot and humid, 90 degrees, and I was
Yes.
outside doing some stuff. And I walked in and I was hot and sweaty, and I instantly thought, like, this is the perfect time for an Old Pro. And I grabbed one out of the fridge, and it hit the spot. So in the summertime, I drink a lot of Old Pro as well.
Same for you, Kevin?
Beer's really seasonal for me, so depending on the season and time of year.
So what's it this summer?
Right now, I'm drinking a lot of our Skipjack Bills.
Oh, okay.
A lot of Old Pro, and I mean, I'm drinking everything. But,
Good answer. Good answer.
What are you not drinking?
We, with the Comptroller's office, have been going around the state a lot, and tap rooms have become, controversial. What does the tap room mean to Union Craft Brewing? Is it a hub for the community? Is it a tool for business? Is it all of the above? How do you guys see your tap room?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I would say it's definitely all 3 of those. From the moment we opened our doors to the public, even before the true tap room model was even legal, and we were just doing sampling, it became a community hub. I mean, right away. So we knew and had a goal set to grow that as more of a service to the community, but as also the front lines to our marketing and brand awareness and helping to grow the brewery. So we grow the community and they help grow the business.
Absolutely.
And that I'd say that's its primary role.
Kevin, you want to say something?
I'm totally agree with what John said. People use this as a meeting spot before they go to those games and stuff like that, and to come and hang out, try what we have new. At the same time, it allows us to present new beers to the public, and it's just kind of a home away from home for the 3 of us. I feel.
Yeah, even today, I don't know if you noticed while you're setting up here today, there's a charity event going on here tonight where they have a group here of people and they're programming whatever they're programming, and we'll help them out whether make a contribution to their charity as well if it's something that we get behind, or we're just offering up a meeting space for their group. It's a great way to.
Do you do that a lot? Do you
every
have
Thursday night?
partners? So every Thursday.
So Thursday nights are our nonprofit nights, and
that's
we
really cool.
will invite some group to come in here, and they can set up a information table. They can bring their donors or whoever they'd like to invite. And typically $1 per pint will go to that charity.
Wow, that's a fantastic idea. So how can we as the state of Maryland help you guys? Because you guys don't ask for much usually. Usually you're just saying, let us be, but how can we actually help you?
I think, as a growing industry that craft beer has become in Maryland, it's important to have a set of laws that make sense,
Sure.
that regulate us. And obviously, we're making alcohol here. We get that it is a regulated industry, and we should be. Alcohol production should be regulated for many reasons, but the laws have to make sense. And I think where we are right now, the laws that we all need to play by, most of them are 60, 70, 80 years old. They were made in a time that is not very relevant to what we're all doing right now. And there's been a lot of band-aids placed on these laws over the past decades to get to where we are, where we have this set of laws that just really don't make sense. I know many of you have been at the task force meetings.
Yeah, the formal tap, that's right.
Which have been great, and I think the past 2 meetings, we spent a lot of time reviewing the laws that are in place right now.
Yes.
And you can see from the audience's face while we're going through it, like, none of this makes sense.
Yeah.
Where do these laws come from? And I think it's time to really dig in and figure out what the laws should be and help business like us grow rather than get in our way from growth.
Do you see like one law in particular that especially hurts you? Can you think off the top of your head?
I mean, I just think 1283 started out as such a punitive law.
Yeah.
And I know that there's people in the House of Delegates that are very beholden to their donors and people giving them money, and that's influencing their opinions and what they're doing. But I would hope they would look at the businesses that are in their state. Budweiser gave you $4,000, but what can a small brewery like us do for the tax?
Sure.
And as we grow and hiring people that work here in our state, maybe you shouldn't be led by the hand of your donors, and maybe you should look at the businesses in the state.
Absolutely. So there's been a lot of news lately. You guys are expanding. You are leaving your home to a better pasture. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we have reached capacity here at this facility, and we've known for a little over a year now that we were going to need to move. So we've spent the last year scouring all over the city and even outside of the city to locate the right place for us that would keep us in one place for a while in order to continue growing. Fortunately, we found a property that is just a half a mile up the road on 41st Street right here in Hamden. So we're staying in the neighborhood where it all started, which is really important to us, not only to be in Baltimore City, but to be able to stay in the neighborhood that kind of grew the brewery. So we're going to build a 50,000 square foot brewing facility there, expand our taproom operation, expand our brewing operations. And I think the most exciting part about this project is that not only are we getting the chance to build a permanent home for ourselves, but the building is much larger, and we are using the rest of the real estate there to bring in other Baltimore manufacturers outside of beer who are in the same place, who are growing businesses, who are looking to relocate from their kind of starting small operations and be able to continue to grow. And we feel like we can all do it together and sort of spread this amazing relationship between a brewery and its community and kind of apply that same concept to other manufacturing.
As I was kind of walking amongst the barrels, I saw a lot of stickers and identification marks from other breweries. So can you talk a little bit about that relationship with other breweries and about how apparently you guys get along pretty well?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're friendly, but we're competitive but friendly. I guess is the way to say it. So, like, we want tap handles, they want tap handles, and we're all kind of fighting for that, fighting for shelf space in liquor stores and bars. But at the same time, we are all friends and we're sharing knowledge. We've all kind of come up together in the industry. So those are the guys I think we like to drink with the most, are other brewery owners and brewers, and we have a good time. They know what we're going through, we know what they're going through. So we're all good friends in the industry, I think, and we all kind of work together to kind of raise the industry as a whole, especially here in Maryland.
We get a lot of, and we're the same way. Anytime we travel, almost always, you're visiting one or two other breweries, and we get a lot of that from breweries we know and also breweries that we don't know, and get familiar with when someone stops by and visits and brings us a beer or two that they made. And it's just a pretty neat community, unlike one that I've ever been in before, that is very communal, very open and sharing, and it's pretty cool to see.
Fantastic. All right, thank you again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Christy. So tell me a little bit about Union Craft. Why do you come here so much? What makes this a place that you like to be at?
I've actually been coming to Union probably since a month after they opened. It was really close to where I live, so I'm in Baltimore City. And I started coming on Thursday nights. Oddly enough, it's a Thursday night because you get a really interesting feel on Thursday in particular. There's kind of a group of regulars, if you would, although the regulars are ever changing, and that's one of the things that makes this a great place. I've met a lot of fascinating people here while talking over good beer. A lot of different professionals and walks of life that you see, and it's a cool place.
Great. So what are you drinking tonight?
Tonight I'm drinking Black Wing. It's a dark lager, little coffee like effervescence, and it's awesome coming out of the tap.
All right. So is that your favorite beer?
You would ask me that because I mean it's really hard to have a single
Can you pick one, right? I know. There's too many.
I'd have to say Snow Pants.
Snow Pants. I'm not familiar. So tell me what Snow Pants
It's
is.
an oatmeal stout, and I really like it after I've done a hard workout on a snowy, wintry day. And then I come down here and I have my oatmeal stout, and I feel like I'm being healthy.
So you like the dark beer?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about what Union Craft has brought to this community, about this neighborhood, and just the community aspect here. You see people around here at tables and just having a good time.
You meet a lot of different people. Again, a lot of different walks of life. You see many different generations, all in the same time. So I've met so many people that I wouldn't have met in any other context. And I really think that the name Union says a lot. I feel like the street, but they build a community and create union among people because you start off with one thing that you have in common, beer, and you start having a conversation, and then you find 5 or 6 or 7 other things in common.
Like it, Christy, thank you so much for taking the time. Drink up.
Thank you. I will.